Hi everyone, this is our pre-departure video on health and safety. It's arguably the most important of the pre-departure videos, and it will probably take a little bit longer than the others, but I'll try to move through it as quickly as possible, and I appreciate you bearing with me and paying careful attention. First thing is step registration. I do ask that all U.S. citizens complete a registration with the U.S. Department of State. This is not available for non-U.S. citizens, but your home country may have something similar for you. It's a really easy program to use. You just log into STEP, you'll create a profile, put some information about where you're traveling, and that will get you on the radar of the U.S. Embassy in the country that you're traveling to, in this case, Spain. If there is something going on that will impact you, for example, a transportation strike, you'll receive an email notification from the U.S. Embassy. They don't send you all sorts of spammy emails. I found it to be really relevant and practical information. You can do this anytime before you travel. There's no rush, but please do make sure that you do it before travel. On health, for those of you who are traveling to Spain, you will not need any supplemental immunizations or medications to travel to Spain, but I do recommend that those of you going on to Morocco do look at the CDC website and perhaps meet with a travel health clinic to find out if there are any medications or immunizations that you may need. Same goes for any of you who may be traveling independently after the end of the Spain Immersion program. I do ask that you review your healthcare policy to verify that you've got coverage outside of the United States. You can contact your health insurance company and ask for what's called a worldwide verification of coverage letter. That will give you information on what to do if you have to file a claim. If you find that you do not have international health insurance coverage, please be in touch with me, again at ksbabroad@american.edu, and I'd be happy to provide you with information on supplemental policies that you can purchase for travel abroad. Most policies will cover you outside of the United States, but typically you will be expected to pay for any medical care up front if you need it while you're out of the country, and then you'd file a claim with your insurance company when you return to the United States. We will provide coverage for all students in an emergency supplemental policy called the ACE Emergency Travel Assistance Program. Information on this policy is available to you in the LMS. This is not health insurance in and of itself. It's meant to serve as a supplemental policy. So, for example, if you have a serious medical emergency and you need surgery, but you're healthy enough to be sent back to the United States, ACE will cover that. They can also help you to find an English-speaking doctor. It covers evacuation in case of a natural disaster. So it's important insurance to have, but again, it's not health insurance in and of itself. If you take prescriptions, please make sure that you bring any prescription medication with you in your carry-on and the original bottle with the prescription label on it. Do not throw a bunch of pills in a Ziploc baggie. That never looks good. Same with over-the-counter medications. Make sure that they're in original packaging and that they come with you if you absolutely need them in your carry-on. The last thing you want to deal with if you're sick in another country is trying to find a pharmacy and find medications. We do have a form that we'll ask you to fill out that includes information about any medical issues or allergies. Please make sure that you don't leave anything out on there. Number one, especially as it relates to food allergies, we are ordering meals ahead of time for the group, and so if there are any restrictions, we need to know about them, and two, if there is some sort of an emergency, it's really important that our program staff has access to that information. This is an AU program, and so all of our rules and policies apply as if you were on campus. If there is any incident of sexual harassment or sexual assault while you are abroad, the number one priority is that you get to a safe location as quickly as possible. If you do report anything to AU staff as employees of the university, it's our requirement to report that on to the Dean of Student Life at AU. and the Dean of Student Life would then follow up with you. You also have access to the Office of Advocacy Services for Interpersonal, Personal, and Sexual Violence, which is known as OASIS, in the AU Wellness Center. Their information is here. You can call them or you can email them if you need support while you're abroad. OASIS information is here again. The U.S. Department of State also has an emergency number for U.S. citizens. That number is listed here. Each individual embassy also has a 24-hour U.S. citizens emergency services line, although they generally say that that number is to be called only in case of a life or death emergency. You certainly can contact them if that's the case or during their regular open hours. Information on Title IX and the university's Title IX officer is here. It's housed in the Dean of Students office. There's also a link to the AU Student Conduct Code on this page. Because this is an AU program, the AU Student Code of Conduct does apply. And again, as an AU program, this falls under Clery Act, which deals with crime reporting. So if any students on the program are a victim of any crime while the program is happening, that would be included in AU's crime reporting information, and that can all be found through the links on this page. In terms of your personal possessions, it's really important to be ultra aware of your belongings. If you're bringing high-value items like a laptop, you may want to consider getting travel insurance that would cover loss or theft. But as a general rule, I recommend that if you've got any super valuable items, you don't bring them with you in the first place. You're really not going to be gone for that long. On a day-to-day basis, you should not carry important documents or large amounts of cash with you. You will have access to a safe in your hotel room, and my recommendation is that you leave your passport locked in the safe, but carry a photocopy with you. There may be some visits where it's required that you present your actual passport, and in that case, the program staff will notify you of that the day before. I also recommend just scanning and emailing a copy of your passport and a visa if it applies to you, to yourself, just so you have easy access to it. Please use common sense when you're in another country. We do ask that you not travel to another city or another location on your own unless you've discussed that with program staff. But even when you're in Madrid or any of the cities that we'll be going to in the extension, please just use common sense. Don't walk around at night by yourself. Don't go down a dark alley. Don't get into unmarked taxi cabs. Don't do anything abroad that you wouldn't do at home. There is safety in numbers, though, so make sure that other students know where you are or are with you. We do put together a WhatsApp group for every single program. If there is any sort of an emergency, whether it's a terrorist attack, whether there is a natural disaster, the number one priority again is that you get to a safe place as quickly as you can. But we ask that you be proactive and that you check in with AU staff as quickly as possible. The reason that we put the WhatsApp group together is so that it's really easy for you to have everybody's information and check in with program staff. You don't have to have an international cell plan to be able to do that. WhatsApp works over Wi-Fi, and so what we ask is that you get to Wi-Fi as quickly as you're able. McDonald's is a great place to go. They have free Wi-Fi at every McDonald's throughout Europe, so get to a McDonald's or somewhere where there's free Wi-Fi. And please check in with the program staff. If something is happening that you feel it may be necessary to evacuate the city, please don't do that without consultation with AU. Generally, our first priority is to check in with everybody, know where everybody is, and once we've done that, we will then provide further instruction on next steps. So that's the overview on health and safety. That wasn't so bad, right? As always, if you have any questions, you're welcome to be in touch with me at ksbabroad@american.edu, and I'll see you soon. Bye.